There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits, or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.
All right, so we're live now. So I want to take these insights to really go over some of the markups we had for last session and kind of give you guys a update on the new version of Zeus that's going to be coming out pretty soon. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I want to start off with this markup that we had. And with this particular trade setup, when we were looking at it, I want to say we were right in here. Yeah, we were right in here with the market. So what I was explaining at the time was we were looking for price to get close to this or into this high reaction zone. I said once it gets into this high reaction zone, you're going to get that upward movement. And right where we were talking about moving into, it had hit. And this is just following what's taught in the boot camp. Everything that I've done in this video or in this markup is in the video within the boot camp. You got the institutional video, got the Fibonacci video, market structure. It's a combination of those three videos. But everything is taught there. And you'll be able to find trade setups like this. Like this trade setup's not, completely finished, but we got the first part of it done, the 3-to-1 trade done. Even where I put the arrow to start looking for upward movement, price it moved right there, and I didn't change where that arrow was. Not to say that I can tell exactly when something's going to happen, but when you have an idea of what the markets are looking at or what you're looking for in the markets, you can find common areas and common times that you'll get a lot of the movements that you have. So I wanted to have that, bring that up. And for those who caught it, congratulations. For those who missed it, definitely be plugged in to the sessions so that way you can catch these moves. So let's look at a couple other movements that we had. GBP USD finally made its upward move. We had talked about it getting back into this zone. It got there. It shot up from that level. So now we're looking at, from there, just looking at having that expansion, because this is a swing move. This is a move that's going to last for a while. So I believe that we're going to get an extended upward move, at least until this point here. And with that upward move, you'll have a lot of opportunities to scalp, to do intraday trading, to really follow the market structure that this is going to give you. And all we're doing is just following the system that we had played out. So only one that is a little bit lower, but it still went into this zone here, is pound New Zealand. And I believe that off of this candle here, we're still in this trade. Off of this candle here, we're going to start to get that upward move. If you haven't gotten to the move, you can trade it at your own risk. But now, it went through the imbalance. It already used the imbalance. So now what we're looking at is this institutional zone here. Like if you haven't gotten to that trade, that's what we're looking at here. This 83 to 88, and it's wicked into that level. So now it's wicked into that level. Just need a small push up from it, some rejection, which is like what it's giving right now, and that'll be your confirmation for that New Zealand pair. Let me make sure that I can be heard. Yeah, so it should be good. So that's all we're looking for. So we're just following the rules and going into that level. Let me see, we had a couple other markups that we had that we liked, that we were looking for. UCAD did what it's supposed to do. Okay. So UJ. Now UJ is in that zone that we were talking about. It's a two-part zone. And what I would like for it to do is dip down into here. Since it kind of hit that during the end of New York session, I think there will be one more wick down into that zone here before we get an upward move. Now, I don't know if the upward move will make a new higher high, but if you're looking at the markets from a reward to risk standpoint, you can achieve that. You can achieve that here. You got a 200 pip move. The market is expanded, so you got a bigger amount of pips that you can go for. Your 3-to-1 is not even making a new higher high. It's just going back into the fair price zone. So you could really line up a good move, and line up a move that you can be proud of. So let's go into Zeus. Let's go into giving you guys, an updated look of what things look like. So the philosophy of the new Zeus is to be able to trade on one time frame while being able to have an understanding of what's going on in other time frames. Up until this point, we've been teaching, to look on the higher time frames, find where you are in the market, and trade the lower time frame entries. That's been the system. So now what we've done is we made it to where you could be on the lower time frame, get those entries, and know where you are on the upper time frame. So you're in the upward leg on the 1 hour, on the 30-minute. Right now it's at a resistance zone, so I wouldn't take a buy move until we get back into this pullback. So this is different things that you can do on one time frame that you wouldn't have been able to do before on Zeus. So we're pretty excited that we'll be able to do that. If you look into gold, you're able to see that, gold made some good movements up, especially if we go down to 1 minute. You had a lot of good movements up today. The last 4 or 5 trades were winning trades by a long shot. 6 trades. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 5 trades there. And a small winner back here. So 6 trades winning. So you could really have good movement in the market. This is Asian session right now. And this happened within the last couple of hours. And even with me being on a 1 minute, I have an understanding of what the 5, 15-minute, 1 hour is doing. From there, you can execute. So all you have to do is look for green, look for the yellow line to be heading up. You got to trade. And you'll see a lot of that here. Like this was still a winning trade, even though the TDI is moving down. But you see how there was consolidation. But once it started coming back up, like if I can mark it up here, it started heading back up on that arrow. You see that it dipped into the red, went back into green, got this coming up. Or if you're using the green and red lines, the green is above the red, like you have your confirmations to keep going. And that's all you got to do. Green up, green up. That's it. Red down, red down. That's all you got to remember with Zeus. You can have a very good trading experience. So, let me see. I want to see if there's anything we could look at. We looked at UJ. UJ started to get to that point where you can get your trade going. See if there's anything else that I would like. German 30 made that move up that we talked about a few sessions ago on Sunday. Made that large move up. All right, we're just following the rules. It's been nice and simple. Hadn't had any gimmicks. So we got two things that can happen here. Let me look at the other Australian dollar pairs. I like Swiss franc better. And you may have to be patient for this move. And it's not like I'm just picking the 61.8 just because it's that. I'm seeing what's aligned with these. See how you got wicks here, you got rejection here. Even if you go back a little bit, like it's still an actual strong price level happening right here. So you have confluence at that level. So that's what I would be looking for. And if it doesn't get down to it, oh well, there's other situations that you can grasp. So with that, you just follow the rules, wait for it to happen, you execute. I think Canadian, with it being so impulsive, I think you may get that move a little bit easier here. Got that move here. And you also got this level here, which is like the 50% of the imbalance, whichever level it wants to pop off of. But that's what I'm going to be looking for in the market. You got your accumulation to go for a longer term up move happening right here. You got your W pattern, kind of like a double W pattern. So you have one W here. Let me do this. And then you have another W like this. So you kind of have like a double W pattern. Or really, you can kind of redraw it like this. Whatever way you see that W is happening. Or if you don't do M's and W's, you have the head and shoulders. Like all of that lines up. Let's see, let me find it for you. Ugly head and shoulders. Oh. There. Like that. So whatever you're using, that's what you use. That's what you're used to. So now I hope that you guys are understanding the trading aspect of the price action. When you combine it with Zeus, things can be very powerful. So tomorrow we'll have our New York session. That's where we're going to really get into our trading, really get into catching setups live. But for now, definitely focus on what we've been teaching. It's been working. You're seeing setup after setup work. So until tomorrow, definitely catch the pips that you can catch tonight. And I'll see you at the next video.
There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading Forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.